Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wolf of Paul Street, the reboot. We've added video. We've incorporated a video feed via satellite from the ISS. It's a higher quality. Most people can't really. Most people aren't really entitled to that type of like video feed, but we are here at Wolf of Paul Street Studios. So it's going to be 3860 by 9400 resolution on YouTube, which is pretty cool. We got an Olivia rocking. We've got some Woodford Reserve bourbon, and we're just going to hang out and talk for a little bit. Hopefully you can just sit back, relax, listen, and put a smile on your face maybe, and make you laugh a little bit, and just chill with me for a while, and know that we're going to be okay, man. Everybody's going to be okay. The world's going to be crazy for a little while longer. I don't know how much longer, but eventually things will right itself. Everything always ends up the way that God intended. And we'll get back to normal business as usual. Every day is everybody loves everybody, and things are good again. And this horror of reality will be a distant memory. That's what I pray for at night. That's what I hope, because everybody hates everybody right now. Everyone's at everyone's throat. Facebook is the most toxic waste dump of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. It's miserable trying to get on there and read anything, because the comment section of, I mean, it could just be a positive review of like a movie or a video game, and the comment section is full of just vile hatred and spew and horrible bullshit. And you're like, why? What's going on? Why does I mean, I guess I get why everybody hates everyone, because everyone's lives suck right now. And there's death and destruction around every corner, every day. So I get it. Sort of. But this won't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Everything's temporary. Nothing lasts forever, and everything is temporary, dude. And change is the only thing that's inevitable. Write that down, dude. Write that down. Nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary. And change is the only inevitable thing. It'll be different. Sooner than later, hopefully. Jesus. It's been a couple dark years. But what I did want to talk about was I actually read this online today. Netflix raised their prices again. All right. So what, dude? Hey, if you think about it, think about what Netflix gives you. Think about the product that they give you, how much they give you, anytime you want it, and however much of it you want, and then think about what they charge you for that. It's next to nothing, dude. You were paying $120 a month for Spectrum, probably, or wherever you got your cable from, DirecTV, fucking Dish, whatever. You might even been paying more than that. I pay $75 a month for internet through Metronet, and it's the fastest internet of all time. And I do not pay for cable at all. I have Netflix, Hulu. I think that's it. Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you're a piece of shit. No. Back to Netflix. If they came out and said, hey, guys, we realize what we're giving you is far more than what we're charging you, and it's going to be $100 a month now, I would be like, I get it. I 100%, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Thank you. I would still thank them. Netflix is unbelievable, dude. Have you ever seen a Netflix original programming that sucked? No. It beats out every fucking movie you've seen in the last 5 years. I guarantee it. The shows they have on there are incredible. And it's like $15 a month. I think if you... Oh, and they allow you to stream in 4K if you pay for it. Stream in 4K if your TV can do that. And you have a good enough internet connection, you can stream Netflix in 4K. And it's like $17.99 or it's like $18. Okay. And that's up to you if you want to pay that. Regular Netflix is 14 or 15 or 16 or something like that. I think. Pretty sure. I pay for the 4K shit because I have 4K. But $18 a month for as much shit as you want to watch, and they take stuff down. I mean, it's never ending. Like, this comes, this goes. We got to make room for new stuff. They only have so much bandwidth. People are going to bitch about it, though. I mean, I bitch about anything, but raising prices, the gravy train wasn't going to last forever. You know, you have to realize how good it is. So if something is that good and it's cheap, the demand for it's going to be through the roof, and people at Netflix are going to be like, hey, we could probably charge more for this if we really wanted to. Well, how much more do you think we should charge? Let's start out low. Let's just, bump it up a couple dollars a month. People won't even say anything. They won't even think anything of it. $2. And then a couple years later, they're like, hey, we haven't raised the prices in a while. And we put more shows on there last year than we have any year previously. Board of directors is like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And now everything's more. Gallon of milk's like $8. It's like we live in Hawaii. Cheeseburger's $12. I don't understand. I mean, the prices of everything's going up, obviously, because inflation and all that. And I get that. COVID turned the world upside down. And the market's insane. And imaginary digital pieces of art are worth $3.6 million for some reason. Explain that to me, because the market says so. People are paying $30,000 and $40,000 more than what a sticker price is on a house. It's crazy. When they go turn around to sell it in 5 years, I hope they're not up shit creek. I went to Panera the other day. I mean, this is a bad example because I think Panera's always been like this. But I got a sandwich and a bowl of soup, cup of soup. I got a whole sandwich, a cup of soup, and a drink. And it was $128. No. The total overdrew my bank account. That's how much it was. It overdrew my bank account at Panera. If you eat at Panera, your bank account will go negative. No, it was literally like $22. It might have been more than that. A sandwich, a cup of soup, and a drink was $22. When she said that, I was like, what? That's insane. And you're hungry an hour and a half later. It doesn't fill you up. Doesn't fill you up, dude. The screen just went dim. Why would it do that if it was recording? It is recording, I hope. I think it is. Yep. We're 10 minutes in. 839 megabytes. Really? Wow. It's because of the resolution strength, dude. We're streaming at 16K. Netflix can't even, or YouTube can't even handle the video size. Let's see. What else we got here? I made some notes, dude. I made some notes so I wouldn't forget. I just got back from AlphaCon. I flew out to... I went to fucking AlphaCon, dude. It was in Salt Lake City. $3,000 a ticket. Seemed reasonable. Considering the invaluable knowledge that they were handing out. Picture going to that. Picture actually hearing about AlphaCon and being like, yeah, bro, I'm going. That's for me. I'm fucking going because I want to hear what these guys have to say. And I need to mingle amongst other alphas there and see what they're doing right now. Think about how much they talked about crypto during AlphaCon. Think about that. Think about how many white watches and white pairs of white sunglasses were at AlphaCon. We're at I just can't imagine going to that. Fucking Omicron. Yeah, Omicron. Omicron Con. Omicron Con. That's what it was, dude. That's for sure what it was. You think they were checking fucking Vax cards there? No. AlphaCon, Omicron Con. That's exactly what that was, man. All weekend long. Thursday through Sunday. I don't know how many days it was. But I saw that online and I just started laughing, man. AlphaCon. Fucking. Yeah. That's too good. $3,000 for a ticket. I can't believe they could justify that. I went to... I actually did go to a place that may be worse than going to AlphaCon. I went to Kroger the other day. I try everything in my power to not set foot into Kroger, into any grocery store for that matter. There's a Meijer that's close to where I live, and it's by far better, but it's still terrible. The Kroger near where I live is the fifth ring of hell. It's unfortunate that it's the only major like grocery store for these few surrounding areas. So everyone that lives only have one place to go. And it does not matter because I've tried different times. It doesn't matter what time you go. And I think over the last 2.5 years, or however long this nightmare has been going on, is that it's just been intolerable there. It's never not. The cars are out to the fucking gas station, parked all the way out to the gas station. It's packed as shit. People are frantic. They have this crazy look in their eye, like, get me out of here. And thank God that they have the self-checkouts, but a lot of times there's only one of those like group of self-checkouts open. They don't have enough staff in there because I've asked. I'm like, hey, why is this other self-checkout not open? Like, you've got people backed up into the wine aisle waiting just to do the self-checkout. And I pulled this dude aside. I'm like, hey, why do you shut this part down? Well, he's like, well, you see the like moderator or whatever? We don't have anybody. There's like a moderator who goes and helps people who fuck up the machines and stuff in the self-checkout, and they don't have anybody to man that area. So he's like, we can't open it. I'm like, all right, I get it. That sucks. Can I do it real quick? I'll man it. As I check my shit out, I'll man it and help somebody else if they fuck up the machine. I mean, the actual aisles that are open, there's only like 3 of those open out of 15 fucking aisles. They're never not 5 people deep just waiting with full carts to check out. Anytime you go, in 2.5 years, I've never gone in there and just walked into the checkout lane and just been able to be like, here's my stuff, here's my money, bye. Never, not one time. So I hate going in there. It's horrible, right? So in my mind, they're offering that ClickList or whatever. Kroger doesn't now. They don't even. I'm sure they were like, hey, why subcontract it out to ClickList when we could just do this? They have like their own trucks. They'll bring your food to your door. Dude. It's like a $7 fee. There is no amount of money that's more justifiable for every household in America than that $7 fee monthly over and over and over again. There's not. You can't. $7 for your mental fucking sanity to not have to go in there and deal with all those mutants that are in there and like trudge through the aisles and bump into people. And it's like post-apocalyptic warfare in there, dude. Everyone's masked up. Everybody's looks frantic. It's crazy. I hate it. And I was in there just to run in and get a few things because I was desperate. And I'm like, yeah, I put in a ClickList order. It's going to take a couple days to get here. Whatever. I'll just run in there. Wasn't bad. Got a couple things. And I went to get yogurt. And I usually get these like 4 packs of vanilla. I'm simple, dude. Just get vanilla. I've always only just got vanilla. Dan and Light and Fit. They didn't have the 4 packs. They didn't have any yogurt, really. It was crazy how like all of the 4 packs were gone of any flavor. So on the very top shelf, they had the singles. And the vanilla is just a white package. Pulled it down, vanilla. Boom. Put like 3 or 4 in there that I could reach. And then right next to it, so like grouped together were 2 other crates next to it. So you had the 2 vanilla, then you had 2 others, right? So I got in there, and the majority of the ones that I got were from the other side. Now the unfortunate thing is that they were not vanilla. Now, did I come to find out that they weren't vanilla when I was still in Kroger? No. Did I find out when I got it home and was unpacking it and putting it in the fridge? No. Did I find out as I'm putting the first scoop of what I think is vanilla in my mouth? No. See, I fooled you there, because how would that not be when I figured it out? Because see, what happened was that first cup, it was vanilla. And it was delicious. And the next morning, that cup was coconut. Now, I thought something was wrong with me when I took a bite of it, because I couldn't fathom what I was eating. And I thought I was fucked up or something was wrong with my taste buds, because I had never tasted anything like that. When you think that it's like going to take a sip of Pepsi and it's orange juice. You're immediately like, oh God, I've been shot or something's wrong with you, right? So I reach back and I look and it's coconut and I'm like, oh no. So what do you do? You get up and you go to the refrigerator and you look. Be damned if every single one of those was coconut. The ones that were left. The first one I ate was vanilla. What are the odds that that first one that I would grab? See, if I had gotten home and the first one I grabbed and I ate was coconut, I may have turned around and gone back. But now it's been a day. No. Now, what is worse is where I want to take this. What's the lesser of the two evils? Taking all this, and I don't even know if you can do this or not. I'm assuming you probably can. Maybe they'll take it back. I don't know. They may just take it back and throw it away because what do they know? I could be some psychopath that does something to those and, somehow poisons them or something. So I'm sure they would probably just throw them away. They may take the return back and throw them away. I don't know. I don't even know if they would take it back. But in my mind, I thought they probably would. But I don't want to go back there. Not to mention another line that is always backed up and looped around the little thing with people waiting is customer service. You can't go in there and just walk up to customer service, dude. Never. There's people buying lottery tickets. There's people paying for their fucking cricket bill. There's people food stamping it. There's people, I don't even know what else you can do in that, but buying shit fucking Kings Island mega passes. I don't know. They're doing something there, right? It's always backed up at the customer service. So I start to think about it a little bit. And I decide that it's... Now, let me back up a little bit. I hate coconut. I do not like the taste of coconut. It sucks. Do I get the Almond Joys with coconut? Fuck no. It's the worst candy bar there is. My whole life, it's just been like something that I just don't like. I like it, and I like everything. I'll eat anything, dude. I'm not a picky eater at all. I do not like beets, and I don't like coconut. Other than that, I'll eat everything, dude. I like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, liver. I like all the gross shit too. I like the bitterest hot lava coffee. I like the driest, chalkiest red wines. My palate is fucked up. I do not like coconut. But it's worth suffering because I made it up in my mind that it was my fault. It was my fault that I didn't... It's partially my fault. Hey, Dan Enlighten Fit, and I know you're listening to this, dude. I know you're listening to this podcast. Those two, the vanilla and the coconut cups, they look way too similar. They're both white. The only differentiating factor is the design of the flavor thing. You got a sliced in half coconut on one, and you got little vanilla sprouts on the other one. That's it, dude. They're both white with the same colored top. I should have looked. I didn't look. And I got the wrong flavor. And I got a flavor that I hate. It could have been anything else and I'd have been fine. Could have been key lime pie, cherry, berry, whatever. I would have eaten it. And I would have eaten it with a smile on my face. And I would have been like, that's whatever. But coconut sucks. So I decided that gagging the coconut down every morning out of spite for myself for fucking that up, because I should have looked. I should have looked at it because it wasn't in the same exact thing. It wasn't in the same little box. It's my fault, and I deserve to suffer The gross coconut taste. And I ate one this morning and it was horrible, but I ate it. And I have to eat one tomorrow. I think I got like 12 of them. And you may think I'm fucking out of my mind, but I will eat every single one of those. I will. I'll eat every one of them. I'll gag every one of those down with a smile on my face in the back of my mind. That's how. You got to get, if you don't want to, yeah, dude, I got to get burnt for me to not make that same mistake. And that goes for a lot of other things in my life. I got to get burnt, and then I won't go down that same road again. I'll look at every cup I get from now on. I'll make sure I look at it. Just like my mom does, but she doesn't look at she looks at expiration dates for everything, dude. It's the most annoying thing. That's one thing I don't do is look at expiration dates. She'll be like, check the expiration date on that. No, it's good, dude. God damn it, I was mad. Tex. Fair enough. Yeah. These Kroger's so terrible, man. Fuck, Kroger's sucks. And I'm sorry and I know the like higher ups at Kroger are listening and all that, but maybe their hands are tied. They don't. Well, what can they do? You know, supply, demand, craziness, no workers, overrun, understaffed. I know you're probably sick of hearing that. Supply chain woes. I mean, it's the same buzzwords that we've heard for 2 years. They probably don't know what else to do. You know, they don't have an answer for it. Yeah, that sucked. I take my neighborhood I live in. It's not huge. It's a decent sized neighborhood. I think I counted one time in my direct like general vicinity of my neighborhood. I think there's like 500 homes, I think. And yeah, because I sent like flyers out one time. I think it was like 500 or 600. And there's like a little neighboring neighborhood that's kind of like a couple streets away, but I'm talking about my general neighborhood where I walk my dog Wolf. I walk Wolf around. It drives me crazy how many cars are on the park on the street. So many cars just line the street. And but it doesn't really matter because we have sidewalks everywhere, but that just bothers me. I don't know why I brought that up, but when I walk, there's always like a loose dog or something. It's annoying, but recently there really hasn't been. But and I think these people have lived there the whole time I've lived in the neighborhood. I walk Wolf, and every single time I pass this house, they have a dog, and this dog goes absolutely ape shit crazy and barks and claws at this window repeatedly and barks. It's like incessantly and it's on a corner, so like you're walking along the left side of the house and then the sidewalk curves around the front. I mean, the dog on the insides goes around to the front too, you know? He's barking the entire time we're walking by the whole house. He goes around the side and around the front and everything. And it's a small dog. It's like one of those yappers, and it's the most annoying thing ever. But the funniest part is on the side of the house, and there's a window right there, right where he sits, and there's a couch. And I've walked by enough that every single time I look at him, and I look to see if the owners are there, they're never, at least not where he's at when he's barking, sitting on the couch. He stands on the very end of the couch on the armrest, and it's like a real fluffy armrest. And for years, this dog has been there. And when we walk by, and I'm sure he does this for every dog that walks by, but there's not a ton of like people, not a ton of dogs in my like I have a cul-de-sac, not a ton of dogs in the cul-de-sac, and not a ton of people who walk their dog as much as I walk mine. Um, every time I walk by and he's barking, he's on the edge of the couch, and he he bites down on the couch. He's in such a rage that he bites down on the couch and fucking, like he's like animals do when they shake their heads, when they, like Wolf does it when he grabs a toy, and he'll just like shake it like it's innate, I think, is how they would kill like their prey. They shake the shit out of their prey, right? And like I think it snaps their necks or whatever. But he's doing that to the couch out of a fury because he wants to get to the dog that's outside. Clawing at the window, jumps back, bites the fucking couch, and just rips the shit out of this armrest of this couch, dude. And the other, maybe this was probably like, it's been a good month ago because it was before Christmas. And this is why I wrote this down because it made me laugh. Walked by and he starts doing the same thing. Like I knew I was preparing myself for it every time he walks by, and I just like roll my eyes and I'm just like, what is going on? And I look over and there's just stuffing flying everywhere, dude. He's biting and stuffing's coming out, and it's just a huge gaping hole in the side of the arm, and foam and padding and everything is going everywhere. It hadn't just happened, but I had just noticed that dog had done it enough over the years that was the point. That was where it had gotten it to. That it was so fucked up that it had a huge hole in the side of the armrest, and the guts were just coming out everywhere. And he's spitting it, going back for more, tearing at it, going crazy. Hey, dog owner. Hey, homeowner. What are you doing? Hey, do something about your dog. Discipline your dog. Not for me. For your couch, dude. For your window that he scratched the shit out of. Get Cesar Millan in there or something to be like, pfft. I don't know, but like something. So this is the best part of the story. I walked by last week and there's a brand new couch. There's a brand new couch there. The arm was perfectly fine. And on top of it was a dog bed. Yeah. So, new couch. And over where he would bite was a dog bed. And it was sitting on the armrest. Now, I don't know if they like secured it there somehow. I'm sure that they did. Maybe they sewed it into the fucking arm of the couch. They would have had to, or else the dog would have just, I don't know. But he did the same thing, dude. It's only a matter of time for that. I mean, I'm trying to get into their heads. Obviously, it's much better to just have to replace a dog bed every once in a while than your couch. But it's just going to happen to the dog bed now. And I laugh so hard. As I'm walking by, I'm laughing. And I'm laughing and I'm pointing at the dog laughing. And I hope they see me, but they didn't. Because they weren't there. I was up. And we're back. See, you guys didn't even know. I made changes. I knocked some ashes off my pants. What a rookie move. What a rookie move. I had to say. I got this camera. It's pretty good. It looks good. There's a nice picture to it. And my lighting is impeccable, I think. Anyways, if you want to write into the show, we have an email, thewolfofpaulstreet@gmail.com. If you have an idea for a segment, I'd like to do a segment. I I love podcasts, and I listen to them compulsively. I find that I'm listening to podcasts more than I listen to music in the last few years. And I was like one of those people that would just listen to music constantly. I had music on. And I like all types of music, anything. I never got into country though, which is what the majority of like my friends and I think people in this area, obviously, like in the state, listen to. I know it's varied all over the country, but I just never got into it. I couldn't get into it. But yeah, like podcasts are so awesome, and they're hilarious. The comedy ones are great. This is one that I've been listening to, and I've gone back and I'm like listening to a lot of old episodes. Is this comedian? His name's Tim Dillon, and if you ever get a chance, I highly recommend listening to his shows. They're so goddamn funny. He's so convincing with what he says and how he says it, but and if you don't really know the format of like his show, a lot of his shows are like legit, like he's talking, like he's just being funny and he's talking about like what happens in his life. And other shows that he does is the entire time is just a lie. It's just like he's just making it up as he goes along, but he says it in such a way that you think it's true. And he'll like say shit about like international politics and how some world leader is doing this and this and this, or like somebody's father was a Mossad agent or whatever, or is like in the KGB or is like part of the Kremlin or whatever. And that'll just be totally something that he just made up, but he'll just say it like it's like, well, like common knowledge. And it's so fucking hilarious. And I mean, he's just great. I highly recommend anybody checking it out. He's a hilarious comedian. And his stand-up's really good too. I've never seen him in person. I've seen quite a few of my favorites. So if he ever comes around this area, which I don't see why he would, but if he does, I will definitely go see him. I think I could probably do a whole episode on The Witcher. An episode dedicated to The Witcher. Because season 2 just came out on Netflix. And it was amazing. It was so good. It was so goddamn good. It was, in my mind, I think, as good as, if not better than the first one. Probably as good as. They're both so good. And I'll watch it again. I love when people are like, oh, they could never make that movie nowadays. Oh, dude, that wouldn't fly in today's climate. Oh, no, you could never do that now. Ooh, that didn't age very well. I think that if they try to do that now, they would get criticized and da-da-da-da. And this is what I always say. South Park's still a show. Dude, South Park doesn't give a fuck about anything or anyone or anybody. They're just out to make people cry laughing, and they make fun of everyone. They don't discriminate. They hate everyone equally, and they make fun of everybody and everything. And it's amazing. And it's hilarious. They're still a show. They just got a huge deal, didn't they? Like Paramount Plus or something gave them like tens of millions of dollars. Just saying. They're still a thing. YouTuber Logan Paul wastes $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards. I just saw that the other day too. Jesus, that sucks. He opened them up. He opened up the packs and they were full of G.I. Joes. I'm sure he was irate. I wonder what you do at that point. Like, can you track down who sold them to you and try to go? I'm sure he is trying to, at least. Well, those guys both are just ridiculous, and they're all into like NFTs and all the cryptos and all that shit. But like, I don't understand. And this is like the newest thing, is NFTs, and they're going for insane amounts of money. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. My friend Heather likes to say this. I don't understand what I'm not understanding. And when she says that, I laugh because it's really funny. But it rings true here because I don't understand what I'm not understanding. What are they? I want someone to, I mean, I get it's like a digital piece of art and it exists in the metaverse or online or whatever. And it's, you know, similar to like a Bitcoin or in terms of like theory of like how it exists. And people are putting these insane price tags on it and they're selling for millions of dollars. But from what I understand is there's other copies of that exact thing out there that I could easily get for nothing, but it's not worth anything because it's not the original, right? I don't know. If somebody has a clear-cut, concise way of explaining it to me, I'm all ears because I want to know. Not that I'm going to ever buy one because I think it's dumb. I think it's really dumb. But in my mind, it's like, yeah, the market says it's worth this, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Same thing for art, right? Like art, like paintings in the real world, IRL, as the kids say. Somebody put a value on that too. But you can put your hands on that. I could have that on my wall here, right? That 311 poster back there is signed by every single person in the band. And it's got a drumstick that I caught with my bare hands, with my own two hands. And the girl next to me was so mad because she really wanted it. And I jumped higher and it nicked off my fingertips. And then it nicked off another person's fingertips and came back my way. And I grabbed it and pulled it down. And I'll never forget. She looked at me. She goes, "Son of a fucking bitch." And I was like, "What's up?" And I put it in my waistband and brought it home. There's a value for that because it's there. It's here. And I can put my hands on it. But who says the value of the NFT is what it's value? It's just so confusing to me. And maybe I'm missing the boat. I think a lot of people feel like they're missing out because they don't get it. And maybe I'm not taking advantage of the possibility of making a lot of money. I don't know. I know it's dumb. I know pictures of digital apes are selling for $3.5 million. It's a crazy world we live in. I want to go to this place in Alberta, Canada called Banff. And I thought when I heard it first it was Banff, like B-A-M-F, which made me laugh. It made me think of a Dane Cook skit from back in the day. But it's B-A-N as in Nancy F. Banff. And it just looks like the coolest little sleepy fairy tale town at the base of a massive mountain. I'm sure it's like I don't know a whole lot about it, but I saw these pictures on Instagram. Instagram's amazing, dude. I could be on Instagram. I could only be on Instagram and be fine. if I didn't like market myself on Facebook for business, I wouldn't be on Facebook. Instagram is like lazy river, man. It's nice. It's good for your soul to just look at pictures and like dances and funny stuff. You don't have to deal with bullshit. Well, I mean, there is, but like for the most part, like comments are still toxic and shit, but like you can just relax and look at pictures. And that's good. That we need that. We need that. In this day and age, you need to just level out. And I saw pictures of this town on there, and I was like, that's where I belong. I don't even know anything about it. It just looked right. And I want to drive there. And it's like a 24-hour drive. I'm up for it. So whoever wants to go, let's go. Because it looks soothing and calm. And it's probably like a ski resort or something, I'm assuming, for like the destination of where it's at. Whatever. We don't got to do that. It just looks like it could be like really nice and beautiful. Beautiful. Are we even allowed to go to Canada right now? Can you even leave this country right now if you want to? Are the borders open? It seems like it changes all the time. I'm sure they make you show a Vax card, right? I don't even know. Oh, it's right at an hour. Hey! So for the past year, I would say maybe like in March or April of last year, started running, and I hate running. So I would just force myself to do it. And I was just running my neighborhood. Like I didn't do any like official runs or anything like that. But I wouldn't just go to a gym and like run on a treadmill. I belonged to the gym for a while, like in the area, but then I just canceled my membership because I didn't go. And it was always horrible because it was always so super packed in there. And I found that like a lot of the same workouts I could just do at home. And but the running portion, like I would run on the treadmill, it's just not the same. Like it doesn't matter if you could be like, oh, I ran 8 miles on the treadmill. Like 8 miles on the treadmill is completely different than 8 miles like outside on sidewalk, dirt, hills, country, wherever. It's completely a different ball game. And so I wanted to be able to just run. Like every time I would run outside, I would try to do 3.1 miles. I try to do a 5K every time. And sometimes I would get it, and other times I would stop short or whatever. Sometimes I'd go more. It was just depending on how I was feeling. But the vast majority of the time I would just do 3.1 and try to see like how fast I could do it. It was fine for my age and weight. It was pretty good. But and it got cold. And so recently what I've been doing to supplement that, because I can't get the cardio in, I would, continue to like do exercise and whatever at home. I've been jumping rope in my dining room. Inside. Jumping rope inside. Let me tell you what, it's been a number of years. I can remember doing like conditioning for basketball tryouts or whatever. Tried out 4 years in a row. Never made the team. All good. And made it to the last cut all 4 years. Never made it. It wasn't my sport. It was not good. I can admit that now. Baseball was the only thing I was good at, and I made it. But anyways, like during tryouts for basketball, you'd jump rope, and I got pretty good at it. And it like started to slowly come back to me, because there's like a bunch of obviously different ways that you can, like tempos that you can do and stuff. But it's hard as shit. I mean, I thought running was way harder than running. To do it for an extended period of time, and I try to go like 10 minutes at a time. That's a bitch, man. I mean, I haven't made it that I've tried to do that every time, but pace myself and then ramp it up a little bit. But it's just hilarious. I'm like, what am I doing? I do this for fun, obviously. People can do this. I mean, you have like your Joe Rogans, you have like your massive podcasts, and the amount of downloads and the ads that you get, the ads that you get sponsored by, you can garner yourself. I mean, you can make a living. You can make a lot of money. There's people out there that make tons of money, right? In this day and age, it's like giving way to all types of crazy ways to like make insane amounts of money, and they get so much hate for it. And I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, if you found a way to show a talent that you have, God-given, or that you've, somehow developed in your life, and you use the internet as a way to show off that talent, and you get likes and views and sponsorships and subscriptions and subscribers and monthly, like you have your Twitches and you have your YouTubes and you have TikTok and Instagram. You have a lot of young, like kids, yes, but like young adults who are making insane amounts of money a month. I mean, I think that there was at one time, there was a streamer on Twitch. His name was Ninja. I mean, obviously, I think at one time Ninja was making like $500,000 a month from playing video games. And it's just like, that's fucking crazy. Because, I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, dude? I mean, if you grew up in that era and if you got that Nintendo in 1989 or 88 or whatever on Christmas Day, and it changed your life forever, right here, that's a dream come true. To do what you love and make that kind of money from just sitting down and sharing that with the world, that's amazing, dude. And they get dragged for that shit. And it's just out of pure hatred and jealousy, because that, like, they can't do that. Like, would I love to have 500,000 subscribers or followers or millions of followers on Twitch? Fuck yeah, of course. But do I hate the people that have it? No, man. Good for them. There's a girl on Twitch who licks a microphone and makes dumb money. Has thousands of people at any given time just watching her lick a microphone. And you would think, well, that's gross. And it is kind of gross. It sounds crazy. But, like, good for her. Like, no judgment at all, whatever, at all. And it's funny because she has no humility at all. Like, she comes out straight up and is like, you guys are easy. I know what I'm doing. What does she say? She's like, it's so easy, or she was like, it pays to be a hoe, or something to that. Like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like, she's like, this is what makes me the most money. This is what I'm going to do. And, like, hey, you're the one who keeps subscribing to me. You keep giving me money. Why would I stop doing this? Like, don't talk down to me in the comment. I mean, she has like thousands of comments coming in at once, and she'll read them and stuff. And people are just being hateful to her and calling her every name in the book. But she's like, well, you're watching me, right? You're paying me. And it's just so funny because she's like, you think this turns me on? You're wrong. Like, it's so funny, dude, because like every dude watching that is just like transfixed, I'm sure. And she's just like, this sucks, but guess what? You're an easy mark. It's so funny. But it just goes for every, girls on TikTok and these young girls making crazy money and living in mansions in Los Angeles and stuff because of what they're doing online. And they're getting so much hatred because, people are like, get a real fucking job and you wouldn't, like this bullshit. I mean, that's just, it's out of pure jealousy and hatred. Like, if you can make money doing it, why wouldn't you not do it? It's stupid. I love it. More power to them. I think it's great. I think it's good. It's entertaining too. I get sucked in. I'm under the spell of many a TikToker. I watch it. It's fun. It's better than reading a fucking comment section on Facebook. I can tell you that much. That's just built for drama. I'm really anxious to see what this Last of Us show is on HBO. I mean, how good it is. I've read a lot about the casting. It seems like it's pretty similar to exactly what the game portrayed in terms of like characters. It's tough. Like there's not a whole lot of shows that are good, that are based on video games. The Witcher obviously being an exception, and Arcane that came out earlier in the year or later in the year, last year, I forget. But Arcane was incredible and it was based on League of Legends, obviously. But it honestly one of the best animated series I've ever seen. It's truly a work of art. And The Witcher is very, very good, but that's also, I think, more based on the books. There was definitely some episodes of the first series that were like taken from like directly taken from like missions that you had in The Witcher 3, which I thought were so cool. Like I did those missions in the game and I'm actually watching like Geralt, catch the Djinn, and him and Yennefer are, like that whole storyline was a mission in the game, and that was just like that, seeing that brought to life in a good way and portrayed dramatically and well written and acting. It was really great. And The Last of Us is one of the best games ever made. I don't care what you say. It's one of my top 10. It's on my top 10, and it will forever be on my top 10 games. And so the fact that they're making a live action show, a series out of it on and on HBO, which they've been known to put out some bangers. I really hope it's good, and I really hope that the Joel casting is good. It would be hard to replicate that voice and that charisma that he had. The Troy Baker voice is so good. It's going to be tough, but I think it has a lot of potential to be a good show. I hope it's great. And on the other side of the coin, this new Uncharted movie, same. So if you know anything about video games, so like Last of Us and Uncharted, made by the same company, maybe the same studio, Naughty Dog. So like you have this Uncharted movie that comes out next month, end of February, I think. And I don't know. This looks to be a little. I hope it's good because I love the Uncharted games. I've played every one of them. God, it's for so many memories of those games. I love them so much. Nathan Drake is such an iconic video game character. So again, another show based on a game that I hope doesn't fall short. Tom Holland got cast as Nathan Drake, and I just don't. It seems to me, and Mark Wahlberg got cast as his friend Sully, who's an older gentleman, and it looks in the previews that I've seen of the movie, and on like the trailers that I've seen for the movie, on like the posters that they've put out and stuff, it looks like Mark Wahlberg should have been Nathan Drake. And then they should have had an older guy with a fucking mustache because Mark Wahlberg doesn't have one in what I've seen, and fucking Sully has a must see. This is what nerds get pissed about, and it goes back to the Tris Marigold casting. Tris Marigold, and I'm all for diversity in casting. I'm all for it, but not when you're directly trying to depict something that's already been done. Don't have someone that doesn't look like the character you're trying to depict. It's not hard. And it pisses the culture off that loves the fans off that love the original medium. Yeah. Tris Marigold's fair-skinned with freckles and orange hair. Red hair. The actress that plays it in The Witcher does not look like that at all. At all. But every other character in the show is like Geralt is a perfect example. The motherfucker's jacked with white hair and a gravelly voice and all the charisma in the world. And he's British. Or no, he's not. He's a British actor, but he doesn't talk with a British accent in the show. He's very gravelly and he talks like this. Yeah. So, I mean, fucking, what the fuck? All right. Anyways. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I got all jacked up about it. Regardless, it didn't make the show any bad at all. The show was incredible. And I'm sure that Uncharted will be fine, but I hope that it's really good and that they make like 2 or 3, base it on the rest of the games. There's fucking 5 games to go off of content, of, storylines. So you have more than enough written material for it. But yeah, I just don't know if Tom Holland's going to be a good Nathan Drake. I hope he is, but it just doesn't look like it. I mean, you have that whole like, the same thing could be said for like Tom Cruise playing Jack Reacher. And this is a book, obviously, but like the book depicts in the movie, been done a million times, been done really good a lot of times. Jack Reacher's 6'4", 5, like 250. Tom Cruise is not that. He was pretty good in the movies, I think. And I think they've like somebody else playing Jack Reacher now, but like that's just a perfect example right there of where it could have gone really bad but again, you can't really tell in a movie, I guess, how tall a guy is. But like we know he's like 5'5". So like that's not going to work. But it did. I mean, it wasn't bad. I hope Uncharted is good. And I don't know if I'll go to the theater and see it. I'm sure it'll be like on fucking HBO Max. Like that is one thing I don't pay for. I feel like HBO Max is a little pricey. But then again, like for what you're getting, dude, the series on HBO a month, stop. Those are some of the best shows of all time. Hands down. The Wire, Boardwalk Empire, Sopranos, fucking Game of Thrones. What? I guess that might be worth it. Plus all their movies, documentaries. Parts Unknown. Unbelievable piece of work of art show. Okay, I think that's my time. Hopefully. Fuck. We're probably at an hour and a half now. Hour and 20. There'll be a lot that I can edit out. If you watch this on my YouTube, thank you so much. Give it a listen. Hopefully it's just somewhat, you laugh, you hang with me, entertaining. I'm going to try and put out more of these. I will be uploading just the audio to like, iTunes and Spotify and all that. But I wanted to try this new camera that I got. I think it was working really well. And hopefully it uploads to YouTube fine. I think it will, because I did a couple tests earlier. So I'm going to try and keep doing these episodes fairly often. If I have something to talk about. I mean, this day and age, don't do a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to do. Let's be honest. It's not real exciting out there. You can't do shit. So, but I'm going to keep trying to put together some content and get it out there and post it on my YouTube page under the Wolf Paul Street podcast. And maybe some more gameplay on there too. It's been forever. It's been years since I put like just regular. I mean, I stream on Twitch under A Wolf Among Us, and I'll put that on the YouTube page. And the YouTube page is A Wolf Among Us, and that's where the podcast will be. Yep, that's it. So right into the show at thewolfofpaulstreet@gmail.com, and thanks a lot, guys. See you later.